Welcome to Dune Awakening, and you're with Lou on this lovely Tuesday evening, at least here in the UK. Hope you're all having a good day and having a good evening too, please, like myself. Today we are in Dune Awakening, and we will continue on the journey of the Dune Man. But no, seriously, we got to a stage last week where we'd pretty much got to the end of the recovery of the Kronia wipe. We've made a deep desert base and essentially been able to make all the components back in the base. So we're now at a point where we are literally back to square one in the sense of, well, I was almost out of content at that point, but now we do actually have some new content to do. So we've got the latest update that has brought out some, I think, things that we can do from an NPC point of view. So I thought today we'll just explore some of that. We won't go and do any of the other stuff. Like, we won't go and make a deep desert base because you've seen that being made a few times. And obviously that's kind of entertaining for some people, but for most people it won't be, because for most people you would have already seen it many times before. I am in Harco village at the moment just because I parked here last night after paying my taxes. Oh, good news as well, I've been making quite a bit of money recently. The player market seems to come back to life, so I've made about 3 million, should I say, Solari, or 3.6 million Solari in fact. So yeah, we're kind of doing surprisingly well at getting rid of some of our crap that effectively, if I didn't sell it, it would have just been shredded or despawned. So we got 3.5 million or thereabouts from literally just getting rid of junk, or at least what's junk to me. But as they say, what is junk to one man, it is treasure to another. So good luck to the people who bought it, because I'm sure they're going to use whatever components it is that they bought off me for whatever it is they're building or whatever. But yeah, so today I thought we'd continue some of the timeline and some of the actual missions and stuff, because other than doing stuff that we could do, like we could go and do some spice harvesting, or we could go and do some, like, well, we won't be able to do any PvP because my server's dead for PvP, so PvP is not happening. But we can do some other things if we wanted to as well. So I thought today we'd continue some of the quest line and stuff like that and see what quests we actually have got to run. If I remember rightly, here I don't have any more things to do because I followed up on all the loose ends that were here. So what we'll do now is we'll go to Hagar Basin, where we should be able to continue some of those quests. Also, I haven't shown you yet, but I actually have upgraded all my armor and weapons now, so I'm now using improved blueprint tier 6 components. I have a tier 6 improved weapon. I have the Dune Watcher, which is something you get from the Landsrad, and I also have a Pulsar sword as well. I can make the Pulsar dagger, but I haven't made it yet. I kind of was tempted to make it the other day, but I decided to make the sword for now, see how things go, and then get the dagger as well. I think, like, I want the dagger more for the PvP side of things, but until we get on a server where we can start doing that, almost kind of pointless because my server just doesn't have players that do PvP. So yeah, kind of hard to do much, but we might try and instigate some PvP at some point. So let's see where we can go. confirmed that I've got one mission over there, so let's go head over there, shall we? I'm wondering whether while I'm close, or I should quickly just pop back to the base, just to fill up on fuel, because I don't have a spare one copter in my pocket, which I'd carry if I was in the deep desert. But here, what could be the worst that happens? If need be, I could chicken claw across the whole place. Gone are the days where I used to even be scared of crossing the gap area where there's like quicksand. I think I might have some fuel cells up here. Or not. Or not. I do actually have some small ones just below, the level below. Only 82%. Alright. Fair enough. I thought a small one would do it, a small helicopter. It's like getting a scout. Doesn't matter. 82 is more than we need. I just didn't fancy going out with like quite as low as it was. I did put a mark down, just like totally. I'm not used to doing this fishing stuff, I've done it for ages. We're going to be heading into areas that are just like going to be fun. Funly easy. I'm sure I've been to this area before. If it's right here, I've definitely been here. It is here. No, it's not here. It's the next one over. Oh, not too That'll be in that building up there. We'll get out and pack this. The only thing might be an issue right now is I don't have very many heavy darts. But if we'll see scrap around, so we can always make some. Just need to remember to pick it up when I see it. Would help. Might give it a bit of protection. Not that. Oh my god! Give me a jump. Hold on. That gave me a jump. I wasn't expecting someone to pump out. I didn't even see them sneak up on me. Damn rushes. Anyway, let's see if we can craft some heavy darts. One. Oh, that's going to get me far. Luckily, I actually have the large or a decent cutting rail on me, because that'll give me a good amount. I would use like the other one, but I actually want a good amount so that I can craft enough of the heavy darts. 29. That'll fills us up. It should fill us up nicely. Like, to be fair, I'm going to use the sword mostly around here, but it's always nice to have a gun and have the weapon, the ammo to use it. They have like inter battle NPC wars. I'll let them carry on whatever they're doing. Actually, oh, there you go. Is that what after? Still no word from him. Don't know, I've got all day to read it because no, my luck. So they'll just sneak up on me. I think that's the date of the quest. We now need to go miles away. Oh, typical. Find somewhere to put the ornithopter out. Can't normally put the ornithopter out in a little NPC area like this, but just outside it you're normally okay. Or not. How far out back to you? Don't like that. Because it's the dual use too, they don't let you like select the ornithopter anymore while you've still got the tool selected. It's so annoying. It's all anti kind of PvP. Well, we can blame PvP for it because effectively players were taking advantage of the fact that you can have it in your hand and still fight and do other things. So they basically are making it harder for people who are doing PvP to not just get it out of their pocket while they're actually in mid-air and using the suspender belt and get out their ornithopter and then get in it and then carry on fighting during all of that doing that. They've made it just like really awkward to try and use it. So if you have it in your hand, it pretty much saves you from doing stuff. Kind of makes complete sense to why they did it, but doesn't make it any better. Down, 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 down. 100 down, 100. M or W, and always be where your face. I'm assuming they want me to go down into the depths. Down here. It's down. I got you! Throwing grenade! Attack the enemy! Sakes. Break my shield now. I've got you covered. Nice empty. Let's get the bastard. Wow. No little NPCs. It actually did quite significant damage considering. Alright. Let's go down. I don't think I've ever been this one. Is this like a new testing station? Or maybe I just don't remember being to it. But I really don't recall ever being in this testing station. We'll soon find out when we get to the bottom. Do I find it familiar? I don't know. It looks like every other testing station I've been in, if I'm honest. I'm not gonna lie. Got batteries in. Billions of batteries. This feels like the same layout as testing station number 2 in the deep desert. It's green. Will that be red? Yeah, so it will lock us in. Oh, can't be in it. That can't be that bad.
Everybody!
Why is it that easy outside? I think it's just like a magnitude of different things like all hit at the same time. It made it really weird.
Shield off!
We'll pick up the healing kit. Why not? Because that's always useful. Like anything useful to pick up. These will be just batteries in the air, but yeah. Sometimes it can be so useful. Even for someone like me. Got some water. Make sure there's like nothing worth picking up. Definitely not any of that stuff. Take up the money. I don't want any of that other stuff. I don't want any stuff in there. I love the money. Why not? The money is the only thing that has any value to me. And even that now is not that valuable, but it's worth something. It all adds up. Hey Bella, how are you? I'm not going to be able to actually type into the chat. And why is the game just gone weird? Bad packet. Very safe game. It's not BattleEye, it's some other error. Yeah, sorry Bella, I'm not going to be able to type to you. When I'm running streams, I can only, or at least the game streams, I can only actually speak. But, yeah. There's not really much I can do about that, unfortunately. I can see your chat though, so I can at least verbally speak to you. But you are one of like 3 different platforms that, or 5 different platforms that I actually stream to, so there is reasoning as to also why I don't type very often, at least. Sometimes I might type if I'm sharing a link to something or stuff like that, but again I have to come sort of out the game to do that.
Someone's here.
Come here, boy. didn't even have a shield up. They don't have shields. Well, very often they don't have. Not well, especially not around here. They'll have like shields when you go into more higher places. Like in the deep desert, they've got shields. Here, no. I don't actually think it's actually even the hardest areas. Actually, the Haga Basin, they're all pretty like shieldless, apart from these guys, the rushers. Cheating thing.
I found them.
Tell you what, pissing me off. And my thing is not even doing anything else because it's got like 0 stamina. Dodge this. Can't do any of your fancy stuff if you're paralysed, can you? I'll pick up some of these things because these things can be useful. Well, it was what was in the other one. Maybe not this one. 7.12 kilograms of assorted slave cineria, hearts, lungs, livers, and pancreases. Hey, is that the challenge done now, or what we need to get? 9 meters. Oh, I've got it. Oh, need to get that. Find a container with the spare parts, which is what we've done. And I think that is it now. That's the whole reason I had to come down here, just for that. Let's see what's in here. Take the money. We'll leave the rest. The rest is junk as far as I'm concerned. You notice I'm still picking up the heavy darts, like, because yeah, I'm still like anything under 1,000 is very low, and I'm very low at the moment. So I need to remember every time I see a weapon crate that I normally ignore, I need to pick it up. Or at least pick up the heavy darts. What's this now? Corruption error detected. Steam will validate your files next time you launch the game. Oh my god. Funcom, what are you doing? Okay, bear with me one moment. We're just gonna validate some files because Funcom's decided to do something to the game. Today was reset day. I've got a feeling maybe my game hasn't updated properly, or maybe I didn't, or maybe it didn't update today because they do hot fixes today. So it could be that either the hot fix that was applied to the game today just didn't apply. It looks like there's like no outstanding installs, so I think it is just like whatever has been installed might have not quite installed right, and it's corrupted something. So we're just going to validate the files, which won't take too long, and then we should be able to get back in the game. And obviously you can't see me validating it, so you'll just see my backdrop. What I call my backup screen. My desktop is actually clean for once. Well, I say for once, I normally have it so that all the files on it are hidden anyway, but I don't actually keep much on the desktop that way anyway. I've worked in IT support, and yeah, seeing the state of some people's desktops messy is all I can say. Okay, it's finished validating the files, so we should have to launch now. I'm hoping whatever this has done, it does not cause the old gremlin of BattleEye coming back and other problems, because I clean it every time before I start the game, especially before I stream. Not so much when I actually start the game when it's not a stream, because I can restart the computer at any point, but when we've got the stream running, I can't just restart my computer, so I always run it before I start the stream. So obviously now the game's crashed and I've had to revalidate the files. That could cause some issues with BattleEye. I'm really hoping it doesn't, but we'll see. Get me back. Like, we were well out of the way, so we shouldn't have any NPCs trying to kill us or be dead. should be okay. We were like on some stairs. Thanks for the follow, Duckfoot. Hope you're having a good day. Feel free to ask any questions or chat in the chat. I can see your chat. You are joining 4 other platforms today. Oh, you cheated again. Oh, you almost even went through my... The thing is with the dagger is like really fast throw in comparison to the sword, which is, I wouldn't say half the speed, but it is quite a bit slower. So they can go from 0 to having that stab finished quite a bit fast. So even though I can break through their defense, and that's kind of like each weapon, the melee weapon, has a slight advantage. The advantage of the actual sword means that you can't put up a defense and it can't be broken through, where the dagger, you can put up a defense that can't be broken through with a dagger. At least it can be broken through with another sword, but with a dagger it won't break the defense in quite the same way, although it can still get, it'll still obviously get through your shield if you don't bounce out of the way. But alright, next up, well actually we need to work out what we're gonna do, where the next thing is. So we've got, this is the one we're currently doing at the moment. We've done all of this part and now it's saying deliver the container spare parts back to Harko village. So we'll leave that one where it is now, and that one we can consider done, at least for now. It may go on to another storyline after that. I don't think that one will, but you never know, it might do. So we'll start tracking this one, which is the next one we've got up, which hopefully it's here. So discreet, help the house Arco report to Jing, complete the contract centerpiece. Let's see if that's actually here, because it might not be here. I don't think it's here. I think it's somewhere else. I tell you one that is here though, this one. So let's start tracking this one. Let's go do that one. Well, actually, no. Let's not do that one, because I just remembered what that one is. That one's to create. I'm pretty sure that is the Mark 5 cutting array. Yeah, it is the level 5, the level 6 cutting array, which I could actually make now because I have that mesh spice melange. And all the other materials that it really wouldn't hurt me to make it anymore. Where a long time ago, to sacrifice the materials to make that just for a mission was unthinkable. But the only thing with that is I have the materials to make it, but until I put up the deep desert base, or I reconfigure the base that's in where we are now, like Hager's Rift, then I can't actually make it, because I don't actually have the tier 2, well, the tier 6, the high tier fabricator, which you will need the high tier fabricator to make that. And I could put one down here, but I just generally at the moment I haven't set up for having large or high tier appliances back here, so I don't actually have the room for it. All the stuff that I've got out is just is the low tier stuff, and I'd also struggle with power as well here, because it's literally I'm not set up for all the high power stuff that you need to do for that. So we'll have to wait until I build the deep desert base for that. Dangerous dealing. Missing the item. It looks like we've done this one, but when did I do that? Or is that the one I just did? No, it can't be that one. Maybe we need to go for that. What's happening this year? Where's the issue? Masquerade, they're just like a faction, and they're actually they're in this kind of sort of area. Well, it's me outside and there's a fucking storm kicking off. I didn't hear any I have the game sound and music turned down, but I thought I would have heard the warning going off. Standing outside in the middle of a storm, not a good idea. The only reason why I actually looked at them is because I thought actually I better start moving them before the NPCs respawn back. And then I see a storm instead. Even worse. Fly out the nearest exit, which will be probably where that gap is anyway. You can fly out at any wall, it's just the fact that, like, obviously the higher the wall, the harder it is to get out. So we'll just head over to the lower point. And then I won't have to burn a load of fuel trying to get out higher. Or any fuel doing it this way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to Harko Village, hand in that mission, see if the other mission can be handed in there. If it's not, it's probably going to be at Arcanum, which is the Atreides homeworld or village. So we'll go to there. Should we not get the other one, but I've got a feeling we might have actually finished both these quest lines. If not, if we have, then these are just like small little journey ones. We'll then have to move on to some of like the things I haven't completed yet, which isn't much, but there are still some little things I haven't completed yet. So you can go and do like the nitty gritty horrible things that you would have to do anyway if you want to be a completionist. Not that I'm a completionist, but if I've got nothing else better to do, then why not? Like, we could go off and do like some mining and harvesting if we wanted to, but again, it's like there is something I should show you, and that's where you can get the plasnatium spot, or the spiced plasnatium ingots Now, I thought they were going to be really hard to get hold of, but they're actually really easy to get hold of, and you can get them from actually just a couple of places each week, which they rotate around, so they won't always be in the same place. However, there's 2 places where you'll get a good amount, and you can even do it without having to engage the NPCs. So it's kind of like a, well, okay, you could go and do the testing stations out in the, well, any of the deep desert testing stations that aren't in row A. So if you do row A, effectively you won't get any of these plastinatium iron ingots. But if you do any of the ones that are beyond that, so ones that are in B all the way out to F or G, whatever it goes out to, those ones will effectively give you the chance to get ingots from around 4 is the lowest I got, to 12 being the most I got in one kind of chest, because it's an end chest that you get them from. So after we've done this, I'll go and show you like what that's like. Like I said, it's really easy. You can even engage them if you want to. These ones that are out though in the deep desert, they hit like a bubble. Like they really do hit, and they take a lot to kill them as well. Like you can sword them, and it will take several sword hits, even with my sword. I did this the first time, and if you're ever doing this and you come to this one and you're like, where the hell are they? Because I was here for ages trying to work out, like, I tried to go in above and everything, and this is all part of chapter 3. So in chapter 3, you now need to come through here. You'll see this like sign here. Now, part of chapter 2, I think it was chapter 2, they brought in the ability for you to change your character's face. So if you weren't happy with the face that you set when you originally made your character, you can now change it by coming to this character. Now, I'd never been to it before, but it took me ages to realise that actually you could go down here, and this is where the actual mission goes to, and where effectively you can hand in the mission and pick up the mission. So the mission that we've got now is with this guy.
You again. What is it now?
Oh, no, I don't want to do that. Are you sure you want to leave? Yes. Exit.
You again. What is it now?
I think that just took 5,000 slurry off me as well. Oh, what a cheek. I pressed the wrong pip. It doesn't even ask whether you want to confirm it. It just like, yeah, we'll just take it straight away, shall we? Feedback to Funcom. Do you know why I picked that? Because I thought that was finishing the mission, but I should have realised that the one with the pen next to is the one with the mission.
You did. I had marked.
I thought the 5,000 was my reward.
Yeah. I would have wagered good currency to that effect. Huh. You speak the truth, Panda. Against all expectations, you have recovered my package.
I have.
I can see the wheels turning in your little Panda head. What do you think is in the package? Either you've been hitting the spice hard, or that was a lucky guess. In fact, you delivered the freshly harvested organs of 12 slaves.
What could you possibly need for fresh harvested organs?
Panda dullards believe old stories about Tlilaxu grave robbers picking the dead for body parts. That was never true. No. The replacement anatomy we grow is all fresh meat. But to guarantee quality, we need a constant supply of fresh genetic material to sample. I'm sure you would. What now? 13 is my pleasure thrall and servant. I don't know what his given name was before I changed him to her, but it's 13 now. And why not? I have appetites other than food. A lucky thing for 13, because she is a terrible cook. If that is a comment about my body habitus or stature, it is neither quick-witted nor amusing. And I would think twice before insulting one who shapes flesh, lest they alter other bits as well, for amusement.
Well, I guess we're not going to get a further mission off him. Oh, actually, maybe. Or is that just like it finishing? Probably just finishing it. I get excited for nothing. Yep, I am. Okay. What's this one? Is this here or somewhere else? Complete the centerpiece. I suppose I should read it. Probably gives you a clue what you're now gonna do. Well, it must be at Arcane, because that's where the mission is, so I'm guessing we'll just go to Arcane. We can get out this side. It's a bit faster than having to shoot all the way through. I've been to Arcane for a while. To be fair, I haven't been to Harco Village like until like the weekend. I hadn't been to Harco Village for like almost a month. Well, I tell you a lie. I did go there like literally once just to pay some taxes. It's ages to get to Harkeen. Come on. Got lost. There he is. There's like never-ending load screens. Arcane does seem to take a lot longer to load than going to Harco Village. Always has done for some reason. I don't know why. Like, it's not as if their zone's any better than like the Harco Village area. It's probably a little bit bigger. Okay, let's work out where we need to go. Is that where I'm going to go or not? Yeah, that's So that's where we need to go to that representative person. So that must be where we need to go. Typically, it's the other side of the little area we're in. Go figure. Add a bit to make the storyline longer through meaningless task.
I suspect you have some business with House Wallach, or me, or both. Our motto is God. The house's founder was a former Bursak general of the Imperial Sardaukar. To this day, scions of Wallach are sent to be trained by the Sardaukar. Avoidance of ancient history implies something quite embarrassing lurking there, like, say, the early history of House Harkonnen. There is no better place to perch and sample the intrigues of this contentious planet.
This is something I'm supposed to get on the thing or something. It could be just like something I need to pick up. But it would appear not. Or if I have already done it. What am I gonna do? Majordom. Where the hell's Majordom? Not even heard of Majordom. Or if I have, it was so long ago.
Sorry, but I have no authorization and even less inclination to deal
with an Harkonian sympathizer. Yeah. We're just more superior than you. I can't see any markers on the map, which means that there isn't anything here that we can do. Let's read that thing one more time. How many times do you need to read it? The Arthur Legend. Got a feeling I'm gonna go to Harko Village. If there's nothing at Harko Village, I'm gonna go into the desert because at least we can go off and I can show you what you need to do if you want to get the Plastatium spice ingots. But I also might be able to find this person that we're looking for. Any contracts? Nope. Of course there isn't. Because you've done them all. So let's pop in Haggard's Rift. See whether or not we can see anything on the map. And then if there isn't, we'll just head out to the deep desert. I think going to Haggard's Rift will be a waste of time, but the amount of times I've literally dismissed something and then found out I did need to do it, I'd rather just get it out of the way. I'm in that side. It's more likely to be around here that we need to do something if we do. I say that now and it'll be here where I normally go, but I don't think it will be. That. Literally 0, 0, 0, 0. Like even if there was something here and it's clouded, I would still see it. I would still see the marker for it. So that's why I'm like dismissing all this clouded area. Head back. Speed desert. If they had it in a way that you could do it more gracefully, it would be easier, but I find the easiest way to do it is just like nose dive it. And I have talked about like actually, because at the moment your vehicle won't take any damage when you do that, but they have talked about actually changing it so that you would take damage. My only argument to that is like what happened to the deep desert, because in the deep desert those walls are almost invisible and I always whack into them. Like there at least I know roughly where they are. In the deep desert you have to keep an eye on the map to even know whether you're anywhere near it. Okay, so first things first, I just need to go and check some intel, a map effectively, just to see where they are this week. Because these actually move around every week, so effectively my camera's decided to zoom out and not zoom back in. Oh god. It's what you get for having a smart camera. See where these things are. So should be one. Not as close as it was last week, but there should be one in F6. 1-6 and F6. How fun. That's a... So what we'll do is we'll go to F6 because that's relatively close, but then once we get to F6, get what we want, and then what we'll do is in order to get to 1, we'll go back out at the deep desert and use the other gate that puts us right next to 1, or as close as we can get to 1. Just saves us a bit of time and energy on my wings. Or at least durability on my wings, should I say. But because it's the first time I hit it today, like for this week, I should get the full amount. So the very first time you hit these, you'll get the full amount, which should be around 11 or so ingots. At least that's what I found, like when I did it for the first time for both of them. However, I found that after I'd hit it the first time, it it then varied, and it could be anything from 4 to like the higher number of 11, 12. You won't get much more than that. Like 12 I think is the maximum, because you are in an area effectively where you've got 0 danger, and it's very easy to get. Like I said, you don't even have to actually engage the NPCs, so it's beyond child's play. It's literally taking candy from a baby. This is how easy this is. Or it can be, at least. Like, as I said, if you engage the NPCs and you don't have the right gear, you might get a horrible shock, because these NPCs, they are hard and they bite hard. So be aware of that, is all I will say. We're in B6. B6, so that's where we should be able to find a cave. So what we're looking for effectively here is a cave. We're only going to find caves in these rock areas. So because we're also in B as well, there won't be too many of them. B6 is where our first one is, so I don't think there'll be, like, there could be a hidden cave in there, but I don't think there is. It looks too thin for me. Yeah, there's not one there. That one there, again, that looks a tad thin. I would be surprised if it's in there. I'd expect it to be in one of those ones at the back, actually. That, like, again, I don't want to completely dismiss it in case there is one there, but helps if I actually scan the thing, not like beyond it. Yes, there is no thing there. I'd be very shocked if there was one there. There won't be one in that one. I reckon it'll be that far one over there, because that looks chunky. Or at least looks chunky from here. I thought those other ones looked a bit bigger than they are. I'm going to guess where I think it is, rather than check every single one of them, even though I'm pretty sure they're not. I'm pretty sure it's going to be this one. This one's nice and chunky. This one will have the cave in it somewhere. Doesn't, but at least it doesn't come up on the scanner, but that probably means it isn't here. Oh, it looks like the right type of shape to have a potential cave in it. Okay, just check that. I'm sure it said B6. Open sesame, iPad, Christ's sakes. Yeah, B7. We're in B6. Oh, that's not very helpful, is it? Which means it'll probably be in those outcrop rocks over there. I've come over one too many. I did think these rocks looked a bit thin, but that last one we were in did look like it could have been maybe one of the actual potential rock formations that might have had a cave in it. But this one here looks like it's a very strong candidate for having a cave in it. And another bot joins Kick. I don't know how you're supposed to get rid of bots. I have a ton of anti kind of bot stuff that is on Kick. Actually, it's on all the channels, but I've actually turned it off on all the other channels because the other channels don't have any issues with. But Kick, wow, it's so annoying. They've got a really bad bot problem. Let's see if we can see it. Actually, I can see where it is because these have actually the same formation. So when you see one of these particular shade rocks, it will always be in exactly the same place, and it's actually here, right down here. You see these stairs here, which I just recognized it instantly, but there's some stairs there. That's actually the stairs that take you down into this part, which is where the actual cave is. And I normally park the ornithopter just in here. They have mixed this around because last week this particular rock formation was on the other side. So I'm expecting now that probably the other side was like what was on this side last week. This is actually really easy, this one as well. So this one actually has more NPCs in. However, there's no NPCs all the way up here. And there's a little trick that you can do that can just means that you can not even have to engage any NPCs because of where they've put it. It's just like super piss easy to get hold of. And you don't have to engage anyone. Just by literally coming up here. This is where your loot is. We've got 9 pieces of the ingots, which is pretty alright. It's not bad. Could have got obviously better, but could have done worse. Definitely want to put my shields up around here because these guys hit like bull. He's not coming out. I'll just go. I don't think they'll come out of that area. But yeah, that's literally it. And this is why I said it's like child's play, or like, well, better than child's play. This is like taking candy from a baby, because literally that's just what we've done. We've literally gone in there, swiped the goods, and we've got out of there, and we've not even had to engage the NPC. Although I could have done. And I was tempted to actually take on the Russia just to show you how hard they actually are, but that one actually has quite a few NPCs in it, including the Gatling gun NPC, and that one's the harder one to kind of take on the NPCs for, if you're going to take them on. Where the other one we'll go to only has 2 of them, so we'll go do that one. We will actually engage those NPCs so I can show you like how hard they actually are to take out. But yeah, that one's not like too hard. It's like harder than like what you'll be used to if you've not done much in the deep desert. But yeah, all I'd say is like it's a step up. Make sure you've got good armor, good weapons, and don't head into these with the idea that you might be able to take them on if you don't have good stuff. But you can just get in there and get out of there and not have to take them on anyway, so just take it in mind. You also do get the chance as well to get blueprints, and you will always get a blueprint from the chests that we're going to. So the last one, we should have got a blueprint, which we did, and we got a... Is that a... I think that's an assault ornithopter booster. I'll have to double check because I didn't quite read it fast enough. It's even an assault ornithopter one. Or actually, it could be any of the ornithopters, to be fair. I just expected it to be the assault one, because the assault one seems to be the one that drops all the time for all of them. But it could also be the carrier, and it could also be the scout. So, just double check, see which one it is. Two stats, and it's for the ground car. All right, I was not expecting that. I forgot the ground vehicles also have boosters, and that's for the buggy, I think. Is it? Vehicle in. The 4-man ground car, yeah. So it's the buggy. That's Don't know why I didn't say buggy for like some of these things, but yeah, they intermix some of the names. The ground cart, the 4-man ground cart is the buggy. So we'll now go off to grid 1. Well, yeah, grid 1B. And that's where the next cave should be. So I'm expecting this cave to be very much like the one that was on the west side last week. Or should I say the east side last week, but this time is on the west side. Which we're on the west side now of the deep desert. Where we were was the east side. I think on Thursday, what I might do is we might have some fun and actually go into the deep desert and do some testing stations in the deep desert, like in the proper deep desert in the PvP areas, just because the NPCs in there hit as hard as these ones, and you can get a chance to get some even rarer blueprints that will only drop in those testing stations. So that might be fun, because generally most people will only do that in groups because they are extremely hard to do. I love the challenge, so you know, I'm quite willing to see if it's possible, although I have been told it is possible, just extremely hard. So that's kind of like what I'm thinking at the moment. I'm thinking, well, as long as it's possible, then I'm willing. And I think it's going to be here, because that looks like the rocks from the other side last week. And it'll be just below. Like, if it is, it's just going to be in that under part. Just down there. But it doesn't look like... Doesn't look like it is. Scan it. Yeah, it doesn't look like it is. It looked very similar, but then the orientation is slightly different. But then the orientation of these rocks aren't always going to be the same, so often they are, but not always. Not anything there. Ooh, a small spice field. I'm not definitely. I can't even do any spice harvested anyway because I don't even have a compactor on me. So don't worry, I won't be doing any harvesting today. I actually fancy doing some treasure hunting, but I don't have the compactor on me. I need the compactor to even do that. We could do some down ships, like obviously have a cut and array and all sorts of something. So maybe there's more than one formation. Look at these rocks. It might be just a coincidence that I found the last one in a similar rock to the other times. thing is with my intel map thing is it doesn't tell you exactly where they are in the grid. They just say they're in the grid. And generally 9 times out of 10 it is right, but sometimes it is wrong. Oh, according to that, oh, I don't know if this is just updated, but it's moved it. Oh, I swear I refreshed it before I did it, went to it. But it's yeah, it's moved the thing. Okay, we need to go to D4. D4. Oh, more content. Hey, if we see a downship on the way, we'll take the downship as well. Can't be any fairer than that. C2. You need to go one further out, one further block out, and then we need to just then head across. Okay, we're now in D, so now we want to head across to 4. Once we get to grid 4, we'll start scouting at possible rocks that might have it in. That must be just a coincidence then, because yeah, last week it wasn't the thing. What definitely wasn't in B7, but for some reason, even though a minute ago it said that one of these were in B1. The one in B1 disappeared. And then there was one that appeared in D4. And there's also one in D9 as well. Oh. D9. We're in D3 now. Heading across. Let's get some height. Oh, downship. Yay. Time to get some loot. Oh, actually. No, I can. I was like, oh, no, I can't do it, but no, I can. I need to be a little bit careful, though, because I don't have any soft step boots on, so I'm going to cause more aggro than I would do if I was set up for doing this. But we can still do it, we just need to be a little bit more careful. Or be aware, should I say, because... yeah, everything I do without soft step boots on and that out here is just gonna be more aggro-y. Should be able to use this one, which this uses less aggro, so that's a bonus. Just in case it one turns up. No, my luck, it would do if I don't move it. There's always a chance of getting a blueprint for these as well, so they're definitely worth doing. And you'll also always get your components from it as well. So There's a number of places you can get your rare components from. You can do it from treasure hunting, like we did last week. You can get it from the downed ships, or you can do it as well from the testing stations. The only thing with testing stations is that's more blueprints than it is like the components. The components you'll get more from being out in the deep desert, doing kind of scavenging and stuff like that. I got more bots on Kick, or are they actually people? Could never tell with Kick. It's like the most spammiest platform I've ever come across. I apologise if you are real people. I've yet to come across anyone real on Kick. Oh, there's a medium spice field there as well. Shame we're not out harvesting. Doesn't look like it's there, although that could have been an entrance. It's not an entrance, but it could have been an entrance. The elusive caves are around here somewhere. Maybe even though in that pile of rocks over there, that could be an E. So if we see it change, then we know it's not probably there, unless they got the marking wrong. These are reported by players, by the way, so that's why you can't 100% accurately always get it right or rely on it. I think this is it, because that's the stairs. So this is the same set of rocks as we got in the last one we went to. So that is good, because it's easier recognisable. Same as last time. Like stealing candy from a baby. We'll not engage, we'll just literally... Well, get our stuff. We only got 7 spice, well, 7 of the spiced plus platinum ingots from that one, but that's still okay. Zero engagement other than someone trying to chase after us, which will be that rusher. There's always a rusher in there, but they're always that slow that they don't tend to cause you much, if any, issue. We'll head now over to the very far point in E. Like, I would normally skip out of the deep desert and go back in, but because we are quite a few squares out, it'll probably just be just as fast to just actually just slowly boot our way across. Someone's building their deep desert base. Music out. Put some Christmas songs on. Feels like the right time. It's gonna be every stream now. There's always gonna be Christmas songs at some point. You'll get to learn that I love Christmas. Just any festive period, to be fair. Doesn't necessarily have to be Christmas. Anything worth a party or a get together. how many songs have they pushed together to make this kind of royalty-free music? Because there's a very part in that felt like a song of one song, and then other parts in this are like from other songs. It's kind of like a mismatch of like a few like Christmas songs that are very well known. Although that part's a bit weird. It's like jazz music now. See that thing falling there? That's actually a crashed ship. Now, we could actually go after them if we wanted to. We could stay around and wait for them to actually fall. But when you see these are ships waiting to crash. Now, actually, just as I do that, I turn around and I actually see one already on the floor, which is quite nice. Just need to be a little bit careful, because last time I didn't actually fully check to make sure there was worm around, but I was keeping an eye around. But I should mention to you guys that, yeah, make sure you do check to make sure there wasn't any worm that you didn't spot or anything like that, that you didn't see any aggro before you hit the ground, because last thing you want to do is like literally down on it and a worm instantly comes up and eats you. This one looks quite fresh because the flames are still going. When the flames are out, that's when you should be more worried, because that's usually when the worms are more likely to come. I want to put like all the heaviest stuff in this. And that, you can just get rid of them. Well, actually, I'll just put them there, why not? I should be doing this in the air early, it's just that I'm already on the ground. I'm a bit self-conscious that a worm's going to come along as I'm trying to offload stuff in my helicopter. So we'll just go in the air just in case it does pop up. This is the blueprint we've literally just got from the testing station, and that's the one we've just actually got from this down ship. So these are the types of things you can get. These are the ones that we got from the actual caves, and then these types of weapon ones, and sometimes you also get these as well. Like I got the actual one I'm wearing now from one of the down ships, so it's definitely worth doing all of this. And you'll have to do it at some point if you want that top tier stuff, because, well, unless you buy it from the player market, which is, you know, doable as well. However, you'll pay through the arm and leg to do it, so you're best just doing it yourself. It's not hard, it's really easy. You've seen already how easy it is. It's not like done that much. How am I low on fuel already? Hovered around that much. Be a little bit careful now, that I don't waste fuel. I didn't bring any things with fuel cells with me, but there is a place that we could get one from some testing station if we really needed to. We didn't want to go back to like Haga Basin. I wonder if I should get some. Whereabouts are we? I don't even know what block we're in. Oh, there's a worm, and that worm's just eating one of the ships. Unless someone's spice farming there, which I very much doubt they are. Nope, they're about to eat that ship. So this is the reason why you're gonna need to be careful. It's about what happens to that ship now. Is why you don't just go down to one of these, because that's what's gonna happen to you. You'll be on that, and that will happen, and you'll be instantly dead. Dead. So always make sure that you scanned around and make sure you didn't see a worm breach before you go near one. As you've seen there, you will get aggro when you go down there, but the aggro isn't on there instantly, so just be a bit wary that when you go down to it, that you give enough time to make sure that if a worm has breached and you didn't see it, that you'll see the aggro when you get down to it. It's normally why I scan around when I get to one, just to doubly make sure that I didn't miss one. But we should see some more down ships back in the desert soon, because we've seen them in the sky before, and that's the telltale sign of them. I already know because actually one landed on my ship once and destroyed it. Well, destroyed it enough that it couldn't fly, which wasn't good because I didn't have a spare one on me. Kind of like right now. If we had any problems right now, I just have to hope that my ship can survive long enough for me to get out the deep desert and get back into the deep desert with one of my other ornithopters. If you wonder where I'm going, I'm trying to go to testing station number 4 because I think we are by the testing station that has batteries in it. And the ones that has batteries in it, a lot of batteries, also has a fuel cell that you can pick up, which is what I'm after, so that we can refuel our ornithopter. I'll save me having to go back to the Hagar Basin to get one. Need to remember where it is, but apart from that, we should be alright. I think it's that set of rocks over there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the one that has the ton of batteries in it throughout the testing station, but also has 1 or 2 places where you have the chance to get a fuel cell. While we're here, well, you can always get thematic coolers, which I made over £9 million, or Solari, should I say, because it's not pounds. Solari doing them, so hopefully no storm comes along. Take the chance that they don't. I can't pick up the ornithopter because it's got stuff in it. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know how they got away with it, but this on royalty free. Just saying bab 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 doesn't kind of take away the actual tune. Can you guess what it is? This isn't the one with the batteries in it. I know straight away because I come down. I know the downstairs. It must be the one next over. I know these testing stations like the back of my heart ones a minute. It is still in this quadrant, or this kind of like area. There's like 3 areas where you get testing stations on in row A. This is like the second set of them, and there's 3 sets. Each set has 2 testing stations in, 6 altogether, all spread along A, from the very first one through to the last one, which is in 6, which is in the Far East, where my base normally is. My base is actually right next to, well, not far from the testing station number 5. Well, I call it testing station number 5, but it's not actually testing station number 5. They call them different numbers, but to me, it's testing station number 5. This one we're going to now is testing station number 3. In my order of doing it. But this is the one that's got the matches in. I'm pretty sure it has. Either that or I've just completely lost my head. And I can't remember where all of them are. But I'm 99.9% sure. I also hope, because like that amount of fuel is not good for the deep desert. To make sure I actually have the space to put one in my inventory. You can get the thematic callers from here. They're always worth picking up. Yes, there we go. That's what I'm after. More for yourself. You can also sometimes get one if you go further in on the left hand side, but yeah, just that's generally where you'll see one. It's not always there either. Sometimes you'll find that there isn't one there. It's a bit of pot luck, really. I'd say like more times than not there is one there, but yeah, it's not like 100% definitely always there. But you'll always normally, I would say like there's a very high chance normally somewhere in there you'll get one. It's just whether or not how far you have to go in there to get the other one. Fuel up, back up to 81%. That'll do us. Mainly for hovering around, because as you've found, trying to find these caves, once you actually know where the caves are, then they'll be marked on your map and they won't move until next week. So the only thing that you'll have to start with is trying to find where they actually are. Now, I will put a link after the stream to the map that I use, which is what I call my intel. Effectively, like I said, it's generated by players, and it's basically players reporting where they found stuff. And it's a good help to at least get you started. I wouldn't 100% lie on it because it's not always 100% accurate, but it does give you at least a pointer of where most things are. And generally speaking, I would say it's like 90% correct. You'll find the odd, like, I would say it's probably maybe even less than 10%, but you will find things that aren't quite right. Either they got the wrong spice field size wrong, or sometimes it's actually in the grid next to the one that you actually, if they reported it in, because they've just got a bit confused maybe when they've reported it. But generally speaking, it sends you in the right direction. And this desert's pretty big, so it's always nice to have pointers of knowing where roughly to go, rather than just literally head somewhere and you don't know where you're going. And another pointer for you when you're in the deep desert. When you do see those ships that I pointed out before in the sky, which are a sign that they're falling and that they'll at some point land on the sand, just make sure you generally don't head in their general direction properly. Like, head towards them to a certain degree, but be very aware of where they are. It's because of that how I actually lost my ornithopter. Well, I didn't actually technically lose it because I did manage to recover it, or what was left of it. But yeah, you really do need to be very careful that they don't land on you, because if you switch off like I did once, and I didn't even actually notice it on the stream when it was live. The only reason why I was aware of it is because I watched the stream back, and I actually seen it on the stream about 2 minutes before it actually hit me, and it was high in the sky, and I was like, that was the same one. And you can see it as the stream goes on. You can track it in certain parts of the video, and it's kind of like one of those things that you see after the fact of it happening, and you're like, how did you not see that? But to be fair, I would have seen it and thought, yeah, it's fine, it's not going to hit me. Like, what's the chance? You've got all this space and it's going to hit me, the smallest. It's like hitting a needle in a haystack. It's like pretty hard to do, but somehow I managed to do it. I did laugh it off at the time, even though I got also eaten by a worm as well, because I was trying to take apart my ornithopter, which attracted the worm. And at the time as well, I didn't even have like another ornithopter on me, so I was skirting with death. Let's say the easiest way to point it out. That's the wall. Well, the wall will be about there. Just helps me know where I'm going, so I don't crash right up to it and not rail-wise. Although I tend to still do that anyway. But 6,000 meters away, we're fine. I think these grids are about 2,000 or 3,000 per grid, so we're probably 2 grids away. I've not actually measured how big these grids are. I suppose I should have worked it out by now. I've gone to the far distance, and when I've put my own base down, look back at my base, and I'll know exactly how, well, if you divide it by how many grids there are, which there are 9, you know exactly how many there are. Well, roughly what distance there is, so you'd probably be able to work it out. I think they're about 3,000, which would 3 or 2. Actually, it'll be 2. Well, actually, maybe 1.5. What's the furthest distance I've seen it? It's about 14,000, 15,000 kilometers, I think, the furthest distance object thing I've seen away, like in the deep desert. So, yeah, maybe it's 1,500 per grid. OMG, I am literally getting spammed by bots. And they're all saying exactly the same thing. I think our cave's going to be here, because I think that is the stairs again. It is, isn't it? Oh, it is. Oh god. There is another shaped rock as well. So you've seen this shape of rock, so you should hopefully be able to recognise this rock by now, because you've seen it 3 times. And these have all been the same orientation as well. So mark that I said that they're a different orientation. The rocks generally are, but it appears that when they're these rocks, they don't orientate, which makes it a lot easier to identify them. Oh, I'm full. What? Not good. Russia. I expect that Russia to come up here at some point. Maybe he can't get up here. I was hoping I might have some like scrap or something I could drop. We'll drop them. Don't really need that. All that actually. There is stuff I can drop that I don't really need, like these crappy things. Like, but why would I want any of that? Or anything I was trying to drop anyway. And that is the final one. So hit 3. So there's 3 actually in the Deep Desert this week that you can hit. I will also, after the stream, put a link to obviously the actual map itself so that you can go and see where these are for yourself and re-identify them. But yeah, come and do this. It's really easy. As you've seen, all you really need to do this is a suspender belt and maybe a shield that might just help protect you if you are very, very delicate. But ideally you just want to get in there and get out there before they've even noticed you in there. Just don't try and take on the NPCs unless you've got some good armor and good weapons, because you'll probably not kill them and you'll probably get killed to them. One thing you can do is you could always put a save spike out if you want to. You know what I call a save spike? It's effectively your spawn beacon. So put a spawn beacon out, and yeah, if you then do die, then at least you'll not have to like make your way out there, and hopefully, obviously, you packed up your ornithopter in your vehicle recovery tool, so that if you die, obviously you take that with you. Other than that, then you have a spare one back in Hagar Basin or wherever it is that you've got your base. But out of all of the ones we've done so far, we have got 16 there and 5 there. So altogether we've got 21, which is not bad. It's about as much as actually I got last week actually out of 2 of them. So not as good as I was expecting. I was expecting to maybe get, or hope I was going to get like 10 units out of each one of them. But I suppose that's just me being greedy. You know what everyone's like. If you got so much, you'd be happy, but then if you knew you got more, then you'd want more. So yeah, last week I did get more out of just 2 of the testing stations. I would have expected to have got more considering we had 3 this week, but as you can see, really easy. You get a ton of loot. We've managed to get stuff from 2 down ships along the way, possibly more if we were trying to really hunt the down ships. Like, I've not gone out my way to try and find down ships, but I've kept obviously it open as something to do, and I'd obviously make sure that you try and do that when you're out in the deep desert. Always try to make sure you've got the, like, even if you're out here to do what we've done today, and that's to get like the caves done in order to get your platinum spice, then also make sure you have stuff to kind of maybe hit the down ships as well, because if you come across a down ship, you never know what you can get. You can get like your blueprints for them as well, and they're always worth it, because the blueprints you can get from there, these are the improved tier 6 items, so they're more than worth it, the effort of doing those as well. It's obviously not guaranteed with the down ships. The only difference between the down ships and with the caves is the caves you will always get a blueprint. I've never not got a blueprint, so I can say that from my experience you will always get them, at least at the moment. And that is another point to say, most games will actually start nerfing things once players get things too easy, and at the moment I feel this is too easy, and I could easily see Funcom change this. So I'd take advantage of this while this is still easy, because when it does change, that's it. You'll be stuck with whatever they change it to, and that could be that you can only then get these type of blueprints and all these other things from when you go into the testing stations, which isn't good for the solo player, because like I see of what we've done today more for the solo player than the groups. The testing stations definitely are, you know, more group orientated, but that said, like depending on your server, my server generally do have quite a few friendly foe in there, who are probably like me solo players, but they will group up in the deep desert and do the testing stations as a group of them, even though they don't play together or are part of a guild. So always keep an eye out for that, or even maybe put a feeler out on your server. Yes, there are like some servers that's just not really possible, but maybe you're on a server where it's more like mine and everyone's more of a PvE player than they are a PvP player. So I'm going to drop this back off in our base, and we're not far from the end of the stream, to be fair. We've somehow burnt 2 hours doing what feels like not much. But that's gaming for you. Time flies when you're having fun. Downship. I could show you like what it's like when you get hit by one, but I don't think I'll get over there fast enough. And if you're wondering why I won't take one here, is because effectively here, anything you try and do on the sand here will attract a worm within like seconds almost. So trying to do a downship here is almost suicidal. Unless you want to be eaten by a worm, obviously. Then go for it. Personally, I'd rather not. Now that I'm back here, I can learn the blueprints that we've got. So we've got the Rattler Boost module, Mark 6. Can't say I'd put a booster on a buggy, but nice to have. You never know. There could be a use case somewhere down the line where I might change my mind. Hook claw gloves, which they look like they are part of the yeah, they look like they're part of the still suit gloves set. I've not seen that actual set, the hook claw one, so what's their specialty for that? You've got heat protection, which is 0.7. That's kind of normal, I guess, for them, so that's nothing special. Blade mitigation, that is for these, so that might be the specialty on these, if these are the still suit ones, which I suspect they are. Climbing stamina cost, that's your specialty, so that's your real specialty on these, the climbing stamina cost. I've only actually ever seen like a low tier thing that had anything to do with climbing on it. I can't remember whether they were gloves or whether they were feet, but yeah, more useful I guess when you're not like end game, because like in the end game, what are you going to be climbing? There's nothing really much to climb in the end game. Got a big desert. There's a few rocks that aren't really climbable or worth climbing. Anyway, we'll learn that. Then we've got this one. So that's looks like a light one. It is light armor chest. I don't have one of these already, but I do actually have another light armor one. It's just not the desert garb. Special stats on that. That one actually looks quite normal. So that looks like you normally get a normal one, and then you get one that actually has the elevated stats on it. It looks like that's the normal one. And then we've got a shell buster, which I don't think I actually have, but we'll go and check that in a second, see whether or not we do have or don't have. So all our blueprints will show here. And all the stuff we're getting right now is literally our Plastatium products. So everything that's new, you'll always see a purple triangle at the top to show that you've got one new. So I said I didn't have one already, and I ordered a different one, but I actually have 2 of these now. And obviously that had a triangle on it, so it was one I already had previously for that. A focused buggy cutting array. I've already marked that, so I don't know why that said that was new, but I've already seen that I had that. That's the booster module. Where's the gun? There's the hands. And the gun? Is it this tier? Sometimes it could be tier 5, but I would have thought it would be tier 6. Because normally anything that's not on the A row will normally give you the tier 6 stuff. There's more gloves. There's the hook gloves that we got today. So the other gloves I put out there, I must have got the other day. There they are. So these ones are still suit ones because they say they're very still suit gloves. So, but they actually do look the same, and that's the reason why I think they are still suit ones, even though they don't actually say still suit on them. It actually says light armor as well. They just look like still suit gloves, even though they say light armor. They like each type normally looks very particular, so you can normally tell what's what. I really am gonna have to stop streaming to kick. Or literally just ban speaking on Kick. People won't be able to chat anymore on Kick. What else we got? I'm not sure if I can ban people on Kick, to be fair, but I need to come up with some solution. Because having bots literally just spam chat is ridiculous. That's the Dean Watcher. That's one I've actually made already. That's the Performer. That's not that one. That's the Shellbuster. So we actually must have got this. That is what we actually got. So we already had one. Now we've got 2. Some of these ones that have actually got 0 next to, that's because I've actually made it. So that's the Pulse Sword that I've made. This is the Pulse Dagger that I mentioned that I've got the blueprint for, but I haven't made it yet. I probably will make it. Maybe next week. It depends when I put the Deep Desert base up. I'm not sure I'm going to put it up this week just because I want to rest from not having to put it up and take it down. It's more of the hassle actually taking it down these days than putting it up. I used to actually hate putting them up. I don't actually mind putting them up anymore. It's taking them down I hate. Normally because I take so much stuff out to the Deep Desert, and then by the time I have to take it down, it takes me 5 trips to take everything back. Oh yeah, very good news as well. With regards to the actual Deep Desert and the container that is coming out, which should, fingers crossed, be in December, although they could push it back if they come across any issues, because they did do that with something that was meant for the previous patch. However, if it does come out in December to this month as what they kind of were hoping for, it actually holds 15,000 units. So that's a huge, well, not quite as big as I wanted it, but you know, let's not be greedy. You can make as many as you want of these. The one thing I will say about them is you don't build them like you do any of the other containers. So all the other containers, they are like base built things which only require you to literally have the components on you, and you can just build it obviously anywhere. These you actually build in exactly the same way as you do with any of the vehicles. So you use your vehicle recovery tool, well actually not the vehicle recovery tool, you use the welder in order to put these things together. And yes, put them together. There are several pieces that you need to make these containers. So I'm not sure yet how many spice melange it takes yet, because I've not had any leaked information on that, and I'm not on the, actually I am on the test server, but I haven't been on the test server, and I'm not sure if they've actually loaded it onto test server yet. But as soon as I actually have got some intel on that, I will share with you guys exactly what it is that you can expect from that container and the amount of materials you require to build it. I've got plenty in store already, so I'm just literally eager for it to bring it out. I don't think it'll be too much, but yeah, do expect it to be several components, which means each part will require spice melange because it's going to be a tier 6 item, and you'll effectively need to make sure you've got plenty of resources set aside to build it. So make sure you do have at least, I'd say, a couple of hundred spice melange, because it could take around that, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, and plenty of platinum ingots as well. I don't think it'll take any of the spice stuff, because that's just mainly for like your elevated stuff like this stuff, to actually build these items. Normally all your other stuff that are built in just in this tree, even down the bottom, none of this stuff he says should take any of the spiced items. Yeah, so you just need spice melange, but you don't actually need any of the actual spice ingots itself, so you should be fine there at least. But if you did need them, you already know how to do it because you did it today. So I'm going to cut it there, which is slightly earlier than the stream would normally end, but yesterday I did overshoot by over an hour and a half or more, so I'm getting a bit of time back, and I've got other things I need to get on with. So thank you very much for joining us today. I hope you have a lovely evening. Enjoy those early Christmas songs, and hope you're starting to get into the feeling of having a nice, lovely, festive time. But until tomorrow, when we will join back and we're playing Battlefield 6, then I will see you tomorrow. Thank you very much, and good evening.